exactly. And the prophets of the Old Testament, I mean, they always proclaimed that God was the helper and the weaker people. God is always on their side. And despite the inferior position of women, Yahweh was pleased to give women special influence and impact on the history of her chosen people. Moses, for example, I mean, he owes his life to 4 women. The 2 midwives, Shipra and Pur, the courage of his mother, and the wisdom of his sister Miriam.
What would the history of Israel have been like?
Well, you know, it's just like with James and John, the 2 Zebedee sons. Remember? I mean, just imagine, they asked Jesus to sit on his left and right. And of course, he rejected their wish. And he said, you know, and I wrote it down, just let me think. You know that those who are considered rulers oppress their peoples, and the powerful abuse their authority. And now it comes. But it shall not be so with you. Yes, and I ask you, can men be priests if they so often make women invisible? Quite often in very subtle ways, you know, in texts, in writings, in translations. And what really annoys me is trivializing their concerns and not taking their wishes seriously. Can men be priests if they rather want to lead than to serve?
Can men be?
Seriously, I mean, men are far too emotional. You know, all this crying and hugging and cheering and jumping about when they win or when they lose. I mean, you just have to watch any sporting event. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Sometimes there are unfavorable